Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer Tapazar. I'm Priest and Officer Tapazar. This is ISUPK Killeen Sabbath service. We'll be going into Genesis 29, I believe 15, to the end of the chapter. That's where we left off at. Jacob got sent out by his mother to go to her brother's house, Laban, his uncle, to go find him a wife, a rib. You know what I'm saying? To keep the customs and the culture of choosing a wife out of our own kindred, out of our own family. That was a custom that was started with Adam, and it continued all the way down to Isaac, and Rebecca wanted to make sure that, and Isaac wanted to make sure that, unlike his brother Esau, that Jacob would choose a wife, a rib from his own family, meaning out of the stock of, you know what I'm saying, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So she sent him, and Isaac sent him off to her brother Laban. He gets out there, he bumps into Rachel, and she's working hard. She's dealing with the flocks, her father's sheep. And he lets her know that, you know, I've come from, you know what I'm saying, like they're cousins pretty much. And he lets her know that my mother, your aunt, sent me to come find y'all. She runs back and tells Laban. Laban runs out to meet him and embrace him and says, hey, you're my bone, my flesh. That phrase means you're my family. That's what bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh means. Like, right. You can't say that to a Chinese man or a Chinese woman, or to an East Indian man or East Indian. You can't call them bone of your bone. But you see a Negro, Hispanic, or Native Indian, that's your bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. That's your family, okay? Right. So that's where we left off at. That's where we're going to start at, verse 15. And with that, Imajim, which means to stand in the Hebrew. Everybody please stand. Imajim.
La Yasha'Allah.
La Yasha'Allah. In the Hebrew, that's to Israel. And Sar Hakwadum, which means to turn and face the east. The east is in this direction. That's where we're going to say our prayers to, turn and face the east.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malatakah.
Malatakah. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ratazah.
Kawah. Hayah. Bashamayim.
The
Lakum.
Call.
Yawam.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawafnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafnawa. Wala'ah. Tabya'ayanawa. Manasaya 1. Abal. Hayashayanawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Wahatapara. La'awalamyam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
This is the prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew.
The
prayer for the power in the Hebrew. The Hakak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Baba Kushai, Nathanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Call Makalas,
Wakal Matawa,
Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarian, Hakak, Lahakwayam, Hamathium, Hakak, Al-Rakawa, Atama Allah, the Garshin, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai.
name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is a prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazaba'ah.
Matazaba'ah.
Alawab Yahana.
Alawab Yahana.
Alawab.
Ha-alawab Yah.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Kwa Tazayanyam.
Ha-kwa Tazayanyam.
Hakakalyam.
Ha-kakalyam.
Wagwathyam.
Wa-akwathiam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
The angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai.
name of Yahweh Shai.
The water. Asalakit. Thank you. So be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Haryam.
Ahahariam.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'ratazah.
Wa'ratazah.
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yam Yanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makorah.
Makorah.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Atnapashka.
Apnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'aka.
Taza'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Ma'ata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'aid Awalam.
Wa'aid Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From which cometh mine help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Mine help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will thy suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor
shall
sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time
From
forth
this time forward
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thashakwat.
Al-Thashakwat. All.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Al-Yabika.
Awayabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Wa'ash.
Wa'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Salakia. Ya'ariyamwa.
Ya'arayamwa. Sawadah.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazawa.
Al-Tazapawanka.
Al-Tazabawanyaka.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Salakia. Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwadah.
Iwadah. Kaya.
Nawa Itazawa.
Nawa Itazawa. Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yakar.
Al-Yaka.
Mawa'aba. Salakia.
Barya.
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 Yakar. Salakia. Yakarthwa.
Yakarthwa. Ahawya.
Ahawya. Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashabai.
Wayashamai.
Alya.
Alyam.
Yam. Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarya.
Wahagaryam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Palashad.
Palashad.
I'm Yeshabi.
I'm Yeshabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawah.
Zarawah.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasai Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nishadmawa.
Nashabawa.
Ba'andarwa.
Ba'ayandara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nadayamawa.
Nadayamawa.
Kara.
Ka'ara.
Wakazaba.
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 Wakal Tazamanai.
Wakal Tazamanai.
Called Nasa Yakamwa.
Call Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahaya. Shayatamu. Kagagala. Kakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Kaash. Tabia Ira.
Wakala Abba.
Talahat. Haryam. Khan. Saradatma. Basa Irika. Wabasa Wapaka.
The Bahalam.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Falawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shamka. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Waya.
Salakia. Bahawa.
Ayai. Waya. Kaparwa. Waya. Abadwa. Waya. Dawa'ai. Salakia. Da'aiwa.
Salakia. Kayata.
Shamka. Yahweh. Labadka.
Al Yawan.
Al-Karatazah. In the English. Keep not thy silence, O power.
Hold
not thy peace. Be not still, O power. Below thine enemies. Make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As unto Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. Like Ziel. Yea, all their princes. As Zabah. And as Zalmunna. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power. In possession. O my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. All right, Sar, turn. Y'all can face the podium. Got you. Get that home. In Yashabia, which means you can to sit. All right, my phone about to die.
Hey, young man, can you hand me that a Bible? I think it's that. I don't know if it's that black one. Yeah, just come around. Oh, for sure. The water. All right, we're gonna be starting in Genesis 15 in the Hebrew. About to go ahead and get it on. If y'all have any questions, you can put them in the chat as well. We do answer questions, you know what I'm saying, as well. But we're about to go ahead and get to reading the Hebrew. Oh, Salakia. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Brakatham to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Latham Bashem Yahushua to the sisters. I'm saying, I know y'all getting ready for Passover, April 20th, Durham, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? All blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I hope you paid your Passover fee, paying your tithes. You understand? It's going to be a glorious Passover. Everybody's all worried about this solar eclipse coming up, you know what I'm saying, on Monday. But, you know what I'm saying, if you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you shouldn't be looking towards the heavens for some eclipse. You should be looking towards getting, to the Lord's Passover, man. 55th annual Passover, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be celebrating the destruction of our enemies, man, the destruction of the Africans, the Egyptians that had our people in slavery.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And it say in the, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Ezekiel, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come a day when we celebrate Passover for the destruction, you know what I'm saying, of our enemies currently, you know what I'm saying, in North America, you know what I'm saying, America and all these governments, that afflict our people. You know what I mean? We'll no longer say the God that delivered us out of Egypt. It's going to be the God that delivered us out of the north. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be taking place very soon. You know what I'm saying? Our King is coming quickly. So this is the time. This is the time for us to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? To rehearse the righteous acts. And you know what I'm saying? When the Lord comes and when he finds us doing the work, not, you know what I mean, being concerned about what's going on in this world. You understand? But about to go ahead and get into this.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar, Laban, La Yaquab, Hakaya, Akaya, Ata, Wa'ai, Batanya, Khanam, Hagar Yadak, Laya, Ma'a, Maha, Masha, 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 Thaka, verse 16. Laba, selected. Wala, Laban, Shata, Banawath, Sham, Hagad, Dalaha, La'aha, Washam, Hakwa, Panaha, Rakal, verse 17. Wa'ai Yanaha, La, Salakia, La'aha, Salakia, La'ah, Rakal Rawath, Wa Rakal, Haya Thaha, Yapath, the R, Wayapath, Mara Aha, verse 18. Waya Ahab, Yaiquab, Atha, Rakal, Wayamar, but it's like it. Badak, Shabai, it's like it. Shanayam, Barakal, but Bathak, Aqua, it's like it. Aqua, it's like Aqua Panaha, verse 19. Wayamar, Laban, Tawab, Thafiyah, Athaha, Laka, Mathathiyah, Asaha, La'ayash, Achara, Shaba'ah, Aima Bayah, verse 20. Waya Ibad, Yaiquab, Barakal, Shaba'ai, Shanayam, Waya Wana, it's like it, Wana Hayawa, Ba'ai Yana Yawa, Kaya Mayam, it's like Akadayam, Ba'a Habatham, Athaha, verse 21. Wayamar, Yaiquab, Al, Laban, Haba'ah, Atha, Ashath, Kaya, Mala'awa, Yamaya, Wa'aba, Wa'aha, Allah, Salakia. All Yaha, verse 22. Waya Asap, Laban, Atha, Kal, Anash, Hamak Kwam, Waya Aish, Mashatha. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 15 in the English.
And if I could, so after Jacob had been with Laban for about a month, they have this conversation. So he's been there for about a month. You know, they gave him time just to get acquainted, you know what I'm saying, comfortable, you know what I'm saying, and then they having this conversation. Go ahead, Art.
Sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29, and verse 15 in the English. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
Right. So, you know, Jacob already had experience with like handling the sheep. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did at his father's house. You understand? And so he's there. Laban see him working. You know, we already know he had the spirit to get right to the work. When he saw the other shepherds, he was telling them how to get it done. Like, let's do this, and because it's almost this time, we go to get the sheep in order. So Laban see him working. He's like, "Hey man, you shouldn't be working for me for free. What do you want your wages to be?" Okay, go ahead. Basically, like, what do you want in exchange for your labor? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 16. And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
So Laban had two daughters. Remind you, Rebekah and Isaac told Jacob, your purpose of leaving here is to get you a wife from our family. Because they were surrounded by Africans. We're not Africans. You go back to, I want to say it's Leviticus, I don't know if it's 11 and 7, but it said the Lord doth put a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians, because we are not the same people.
Right.
Skin folk don't make us kinfolk. Just because we dark skin don't make us family. Okay, so they were surrounded by the Canaanites, and they were like, "Make sure you go when you get to my brother, choose a wife from over there." So this is in Jacob's mind. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
Leah being tender-eyed, they say that means she had like a fishbowl eye or like a wandering eye. But we'll just say that Leah wasn't as attractive as Rachel was.
Right.
And he saw Rachel first. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Everybody has a preference.
Right.
Men have preferences. Women have preferences. Okay. And Jacob preferred Rachel. Hey, young man, if you turn that fan off for me, Baba Kashaw, I appreciate you, warrior. And he preferred Rachel. Leah was the oldest, and she wasn't as attractive as Rachel was to Jacob. You know, I would have to get more information on what tender-eyed mean from the men above me. So I don't want to say she had a wand or not. I don't want to say that because I'm not sure. But we can't say that he preferred Rachel over Leah.
Right.
But you got to think about Laban's position as a father. How would that look, and what type of animosity would that cause to give the younger and the older woman? The older sister is getting older, and she don't have a husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he see the spirit that's in Jacob.
Right.
That this is a young, ambitious, righteous man, and he's like, man, I can't give my younger daughter to him and just leave my older daughter here without a husband. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that this is what's in Laban's mind. Like Jacob told him, I want Rachel. He's like, all right.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 18. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
See? Rachel was on Jacob's mind. He's like, I'll serve 7 years for her. I worked for you for 7 years to get her as a wife. That's what he wanted.
Right.
Okay? And now what does that tell you? That a woman has what? Value.
Right.
Excellent. Get that young man a hand. That a woman has value. And it also means that, but not in the sense of what they talk about today. Because today a woman says, you know, you got to pay me, pay for dates, and pay for this and pay for that. That's not what this is talking about. See, in the ISUPK, we keep the culture and the customs of our forefathers.
Right.
So when we pursue a woman and seek to court a woman, if we get permission from the head of our zone, our camp leader, to marry this woman, and marriage is not a ceremony. Now, do we have ceremonies for marriage? Yes. But that's not what marriage is, according to God in the Bible.
Right.
According to God in the Bible, marriage is sex. Because the Bible says that you become one flesh. That's the only way that a man and woman can become one flesh is through sex. Sex is marriage to God.
Right.
I know that's hard to hear for a lot of people because you're like, dang, I've been married 100 times to different people. So it's hard to take that in. But I'm just telling you what God said. Now, how you deal with that is up to you. All right? Sex is marriage. So, what does that tell you where a woman's value is at? It's in her body.
Right.
It's in her chastity.
Right.
See, the culture right now, in this culture, is girls have sex with boys to get approval from boys because they want boys to like them. So they give their body away for free, for nothing. And that young man does not stay with that girl. You know what he does? Once he takes once he has sex with you, he doesn't believe that sex is marriage. He thinks he's just having some fun with you. And then he throws you away and goes and looks for another one. So what does that mean that our daughters and sisters should do? They should preserve themselves for a man that is willing to pay the price.
Right.
Because it's not, because like I said, when we want to have a rib, we're required in this organization to pay a dowry.
Right.
If you see a sister that you want to pursue, and you find out who her father is, and you go to him, and then you find out who the camp leader that's over her, and you ask to court her, and she said, "Okay, I'll court him." Once y'all court and y'all decide y'all want to come together, you got to pay, because making a purchasing, because number one, you become, as a sister, you become his property. Now you belong to him, and he belongs to you. And it's a lifelong commitment. Once you're with that man, you can't be with nobody else. Even if he gets himself another wife,
right,
you have to stay with him,
right,
forever.
Right.
So you shouldn't be in a rush to get married, to have sex. You understand? This is our culture.
Right.
So like, go ahead.
Verse 19. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me.
Yo, he knew that Jacob was an ambitious, enterprising young man. He was like, man, it's better for me to give her to you because I see how you moving.
Right.
Go ahead. Because he want to make sure that he choose a righteous brother that can take care of her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ensure her safety and her protection and her provision. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
Good night. He worked them 7 years, and it was nothing.
Right.
Brothers don't even want to do it 4 years in college. They be trying to drop out of it. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't want to do nothing for that long, let alone a woman.
Right.
You understand? But to him, it was nothing. He's like, yeah, I'll do this. It's what I've been doing because he loved her. When a man desires a woman, it's you know, it can change his entire perspective on things. Right. It can make time be like there's no time.
Right.
And that's what happened with Jacob. Okay, keep reading.
Verse 21. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled that I might go into her.
Okay. So after the 7 years was completed, he went to Laban. He was like, yo, give me my wife. Because now I fulfilled my obligation and I want to go into her. You know what he's saying he wants to do? Have sex.
Right.
He wants to have sex with her. I worked these 7 years for her. I proved my commitment. I held up my end of the agreement. Now give her to me so I can make her my wife so we can become married. And that's having sex, okay? Go ahead.
And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast.
Right. And this is what you would call the ceremony. They would have a feast. They have the men because it's going to be a public recognition that he's about to give his daughter to this man. All right. So now we got the next 7 in Hebrew.
Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 23 in the Hebrew. It's like it. Waya'ah, but I rob. Waya kwaka ata la aha. But the wa. Waya ba'a athaha al salakia Allah yawa waya ba'a all yaha. Verse 24. Wayathan Laban la'a ata zalab paha shapa kathawa lala aha bathawa shapa kaha. Verse 25. Wahaya Baba Korah Waha Naha Hawa'a La'aha Wayamar All Laban Ma'a Za'ath Ashayath Laya Hala'a Barak Kala Salakia Barakal Ibad Thaya Imak Wala Maha Ramah Yath Naya Waya Mathyana. Verse 26. Wayamar Laban La'a Salakia Ya'ai Shaha Khan Bamakwa Ramah Nawa Lathathath Hatazai Yora'ah Lapanya Haba Kayara, Salakia. Haba Kayaraha, verse 27. Mala'ah, Shaba'ai, Za'ath, Wana Thanaha, Laka, Gum, Atha, Za'ath, Ba'ai, Salakia, Ba'ai, Badaha, Ashar, Ta'ibad, Imadya, Iwad, Shaba'ai, Shanayam, Atha verse 28. Waya Aish, Salakia. Waya Aish, Yaiquab, Khan, Waya Mala'ah, Shaba'ai, Za'ath, Waya Thana, Lawa, Ata, Rakal, Bathawa, Lawa, La'a Shaha, verse 29. Wayathan, Laban, La Rakal, Bathawa, Ata, Balahaha, Shapa Kathawa, Laha, Lasha Pakaha. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 23 in the Hebrew. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him.
Now you got to understand, like, the feast, the same day as the feast is the same day that the man could take her to get married. So they're out there having a feast, and then there's a tent or a, you know what I'm saying, a place for them to come together. And all the feelings that they've been having for over those 7 years for each other, now they can take action on it because it's approved. Okay? But Jacob is in there, it's dark. And he probably been drinking some strong.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean, drinking. So he's not, and he's in his mind, he's expecting to get Rachel.
Right.
But Laban, because he feels like it's going to be a dishonor to give Rachel to him before the oldest daughter, he brings in Leah instead of Rachel. So he don't bring Rachel into the tent with Jacob. He brings in the older daughter, Leah. This is what's happening. Now these are sisters. Go ahead.
Sir. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah.
So now, and also in our culture, we would have servants. And sometimes they would be of our own people sometimes. All right. So Zilpah was a servant of Laban, but he gave her to Leah because now Leah's going to need help as a wife. Typically, a wife would have like a servant. Sarah had Hagar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you would have a woman there with you to help you to get things done. You just have to do everything by yourself. You would have a servant. So he gave his handmaid, Zilpah, to Leah because if she gets pregnant, she's going to need help, right? She can't be doing all the things she used to do. If she's pregnant, right, she would need someone to help her. Help her with washing clothes, getting food together, a helper. You understand? So he gave her Zilpah. Go ahead.
And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me?
Because in the morning, read that again from the top. Salakia.
Sir. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. Mm-hmm. And he said to Laban, what is it? Salakia, what is this thou hast done unto me?
So Jacob, when he brought Leah up in there, Jacob lay with her. He had sex with her. What's that bottom comment say? Where say show? What's that?
It's Christ.
Who is that?
ISUPK.
Oh, okay. Lord in Christ. I'm assuming that's a man above me or maybe Officer Lahab or maybe Thabo on the brothers. But shalom in Christ. Shout out to the brothers Akim in Southern California.
Okay.
We love all our brothers out there. We love everybody in UPK, but we love them brothers.
Right.
But so now Jacob wake up in the morning and he sees Leah. Now I'm gonna be real with you. He felt the way about that. Because number one, it's like, hold up, I didn't work 7 years for her.
Right.
And then he gave himself to her. So it's like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Why are you in my bed? So he's hot. And he go to Laban like, yo, what like what you do? Like why you run this play on me? Why you run game on me?
Right.
Read.
Did not I serve with thee for Rachel?
Did not keep my word?
Right.
Did not fulfill the agreement?
Right.
So why you play a game with me? Go ahead.
Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
But deceived me. Now I ain't no Christian, so we ain't gonna talk about how the Christians do it.
Right.
Like it was what they try to say it was what he sowed he reaped because of what happened with his father, right? So Laban about to explain why he did what he did. Go ahead.
And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
Because it wasn't customary to do that. To give the younger daughter before the older. Go ahead.
Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve me yet 7 other years.
What does fulfill her week mean? Anybody know? Anybody in the chat? What does fulfill her week mean? Huh? Sis, you say a little louder? There's a mic right there if you want to speak it to the mic. You can speak it to the mic if you like. You say what now?
Take care of her, fill the weak spots.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. What they call this in America, after you get married, what do you have? Yeah, that happens. But what they call it in America though? A honeymoon.
Right.
It's time where you're supposed to, after you get married, you just spend with your wife to try to build that bond. Because even though sex is marriage, that's not what creates a bond. Sex does create a bond. Salaki, I shouldn't have said that. Sex creates a bond, but you still have to get to know somebody.
Right.
So it's getting them comfortable. Because you have sex, but it's like, dang, after sex, it's like you're looking like, hey, well, what's going on? So it's spending time with them, being around them. So he said, fulfill her week. Basically saying, I don't want to use the word honeymoon, but that's what they would call it here in the West. But it's spend that week with her, to get acquainted with her, to get familiar with her. And then I'll do what?
And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid.
Well, no. So wait, what was it? He said, oh, so that's what it says after that?
Okay,
no sweat. I thought it said fulfill the week and then what?
Oh, so like it, sir. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee also thee for service, which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
No, read 28. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Salaki.
And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, once you fulfill this week with Leah, and you give me another 7 years of service, I'll give you Rachel. So it wasn't like he had to wait another 7 years to get Rachel. He's like, just spend this time with Leah. After that, you can have Rachel, and then you just give me 7 more years of labor for both daughters.
Right.
So then, what do we have here? Multiple wives.
Right.
But now, what also came out of this was a law of Moses. Now, I'm not going to go over there right now, but I can show it to you. But I don't want to. I ain't going to run over there real quick. But out of this situation, there came a law that a man can have more than one wife.
Right.
Okay, but you were not to take a wife and then marry her sister too.
Right.
Because in the law it said to vex her. Because what do sisters naturally have amongst each other? Competition.
Yeah.
And it's too close of a relation to have them to be at odds over a man. Because even though multiple wives is lawful, women don't necessarily, some women are okay with it and they'll be pleasant, but not every woman is going to be okay with it. Right. She may not be a monster about it, but she's going to feel away. But you would definitely feel away if it was your sister. You understand?
Right.
So based on this situation, a law was instituted saying that you cannot take, marry a girl and then marry her sister. And then even if you want, I heard Captain Mashak say this, that from a spiritual standpoint, even if you marry, this is from a spiritual standpoint. If you marry a woman and she has a very, very close best friend that's like her sister, you shouldn't do that either.
Right.
This is why I heard Captain Mashak teaching in a law class. Okay, so but that's like in the spirit, more or less. So, but you see here that if God was against multiple wives, this would have never took place.
Right.
And this is the beginning of the foundation of our nation, the children of Israel. What occurred right here? How many more scriptures did we have?
One more.
Okay, and was that Charlena?
Charlene.
Charlene, good, yeah, exactly, sis. Honeymoon, right? We wouldn't call that. I don't even know where that word honey and moon come from. Right. It's probably some pagan garbage, but I was just trying to give a relative analogy or an example of what that fulfilling her week meant. Okay, but go ahead.
Verse 29. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid.
Same way how he did with Zilpah for Leah, he gave Bilpah for Rachel. Okay. Back is there any more? How many verses we got left?
5.
5. Go ahead.
Oh, God, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 30 in the Hebrew. Wayah ba'ah, gum, all, recall. Wayah ahab, gum, ath, salaki, atha, recall. Malah aha, wayah ibad, salaki, Imowa, Iwad, Shabbai, Shanayim, Akar Rawath, verse 31. Waya'ara, Yahweh, Kaya, Shana, Wa'aha, La'aha, Waya Patha, Waya Pathaka, Atha, Ratha, Salakia, Raka, Maha, Wa Rakal, I Quara'a, verse 32. Watha, Salakia, Watha Hara, La'aha, Watha, Wathalad, Ban, Watha Quara'a, Shamawa, Ra'awaban, Khan, Salaki, Kaya, Amar Raha, Kaya, Ra'aha, Yahweh, Ba'ai Nayaya, Kaya, Athaha, Ya'ah Habanaya, Ayashaha, verse 33. Watahar, Iwad, Watha Lada, Ban, Watha Amar, Kaya, Shemai, Yahweh, Kaya, Shana Wa'aha, Ana Kaya, Waya Salakia, Waya Thaka, Laya, Gam, Atha, Za'a, Watha Quara'a, Shemawa, Shemawan. Verse 34. Watahar, Iwad, Watha, Wathalad, Bun, Watha Amar, Athaha, Hapa, Hapayam, Salakia, Yalawaha, Ayashaya, Ayalya, Kaya, Yala, Detawa, Lawa, Shala, Shaha, Banayam, Al, Kana, Quara'a, Shamawa, lawyer. Verse 35. Watahar, Iwad, Wathaladad, Ban, Watha Amar, Hapayam, Awadaha, Atha, Yahweh, all, Kana, Korah, Aha, Shamawa, Yahweh, Watha Imad, Malah, Salakia, Malah Datha.
If you could, just read up the next two verses in chapter 30. That'll make 7.
Come on, sir.
1 and 2.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 30. It's like chapter 30, verse 1. Watha Ra'ah, recall, Kaya, La'ah, Yala Da'ah, La Yaiqua, Watha Quana'ah, recall, Ba'ah, Kathaha, Watha Amar, all, Yaiqua, Abba, Abaha, Salak.
But that's 1 and 2?
Nah, sir.
Okay. No sweat.
Something.
No sweat. Hey, young man, Baba Kashaf, if you could, just another water, please. The water.
Okay, Salakia. Haba'a.
The water, we appreciate you.
Laya. Banayam. Wa'ayam. Salakia. Wa'am. Ayan. Matha'a. Ana. Kaya. Verse 2. Wayakara. Apa. Yaiqab. Barakal. Wayamar. Hatha. Katha. Alahayim. Allah. Salakia. Anah. Kaya. Ashar. Manya. Mamaka. Parayam. Paraya. But Salakia. Bathan. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 30 in the English. And he went into Salakia, and he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah.
Let me explain something to you real quick. There is really no equality in the kingdom. And what I mean by that is that you have people that work harder than others, so like they receive more because they work harder. Like you, and then also you have preferences, right? So I'm saying this to say this. If a man has more than one wife, he may prefer a wife more than the other. You should love your wives. but you may prefer one above the other. That can happen. And I want to say this: there's nothing that you're supposed to love your wives, be kind to your wives, but a man may have his own internal preferences of why he prefers one over another.
Right.
But what I would say is the only way to affect that is by your attitude and your conduct. If you can't force a man to look at you a certain kind of a way. You can only inspire him to look at you in a more desirable way by what you do,
right?
By how you conduct yourself,
right?
But the idea of, because sometimes I think it's like in a Western culture thing where, like even kids feel like, you should love us all equally. No.
Right.
If you can love your children and you're going to give them the same discipline, the same care, food, clothing, and shelter, the same instructions. But if one child is listening to you more than the other child is, why should the child that's not doing what it's supposed to do get the same level of reward as the child that is doing what he or she's supposed to do?
Right.
It's the same thing with the ribs and wives. If you're giving your husband attitude and you're talking, you trying to usurp authority, or you just not being respectful, and another rib is, or if your Lord or Ottawa asks you to perform a certain task, and one rib gets it done and completes it how he asked without any type of attitude, and the other one they get it done, but it's with attitude, or it's not doing it in the right spirit, he may prefer one over the other.
Right.
Now, in this case, I don't know what Leah's abilities were in the field. Rachel was working with the sheep. Maybe he just saw Rachel and liked Rachel more. I don't know. But Rachel was who he preferred. I'm just letting you know that it ain't unlawful. If you have a rib, your job as a husband is to protect her, to provide for her, and to care for her, and to be kind, and to be patient and give correction. That's to any and all ribs and wives.
Right.
But if a husband prefers one over another, the only thing you can do to change that, you can't make him like, oh, you're supposed to love me like you love her, like in the same way. Well, y'all not the same people.
Right.
You have a whole different personality, a whole different way of doing things, So I just want to put that out there to understand that. But you can't force a man because he a preacher in the truth, like it's Christianity, but like, right. Oh, it should all be equal. Right. No, that's not how things work.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make that clear. But keep reading.
Colonel Wakan, sir, and served with him yet 7 other years. Verse 31.
No, but read from the top. Read 30 from the top again.
Colonel Wakan, sir. And when he also and he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
So he did the time for both sisters, but he desired Rachel more. Okay, go ahead.
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated,
that's heavy. Let's read that again.
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated.
Now, what does that mean? With the Lord could tell that Jacob was spending way more time with Rachel.
Right.
That's who he is. He'll spend time. He'll lay with Rachel. He'll lay with Leah too. But he'd be, having the long talks and walks with Rachel.
Right.
He'd go just lay with Leah.
Right.
And as a woman, that has to hurt, man. He only come see with me and just lay with me. And as soon as he get done, he's like, okay, you good? All right, I'll talk to you later. He out the door.
Right.
But when he lay with Rachel, he laughing.
Right.
Maybe he out there with the sheep. She comes talk to him. He giggling with her, playing with her.
Right.
Leah's seeing that.
Right.
And for a woman, most majority, well, I don't say all, not because women nowadays, good night. They different creatures.
Right.
But typically, a woman with a normal mind, the most important thing to her outside of her children is the love of her husband.
Right.
So to see her husband walking around and having that time, because what's it called, oxytocin? When a man and woman come together and have sex, I think it's called oxytocin. It's releasing a woman, hormones releasing a woman that bonds her to the man.
Right.
So now Jacob didn't feel that way about Leah, but Leah loved Jacob. She loved him. She loved him because no matter what, this was her man. This was her husband. So she's she's seeing him and Rachel spend time, and she just having to take it. Ain't nothing she could do about it. So the Lord saw that. So the Lord saw that. He said that Leah was hated, meaning that Leah wasn't chose. Like he didn't, and it wasn't Leah's fault. She didn't put herself in that position. Her father did that.
Right.
But that was the custom of their people. So she's in this position like, dang, yo. And the Lord saw it and was like, you know what? Because the thing that's next to a woman having the love of a husband is the love of children.
Real talk.
So the Lord's like, you know what? I'll give her, I'm gonna open her womb up. Okay, go ahead.
That's like if I could.
No, go ahead.
Nah, that's just so heavy. So like I'm thinking back to it, like it said that the Lord saw that Leah was hated. You know what I'm saying? Like she was feeling some type of way, but at the end of the day, like her father got to choose her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he chose for her a man that was gonna be there to take care of her. That would take away like versus her trying to go out there and pick her own man.
Right.
And now she's hating the man versus. You know what I'm saying? The Lord seeing and doing it. So like it, sir.
No, man, please give him a hand, man. That's excellent. Right. You know, that's heavy because that's so heavy what you just brought out, because women, I saw a post where this sister, she got divorced from her husband and she had a divorce party. And I forgot what the cake said. It was some old,
Right.
Now they be saying crazy stuff. The cake said something. But it was in celebration of her leaving her husband. And, all the women came in, he probably was abusing her, giving,
Right.
women gonna come with all the excuses they can
Right.
to defend the woman.
Right.
Because really, they're not defending her. They have to defend her to defend themselves.
Right.
Because it's the thing in their heads that says, there's always a reason to leave my man.
Right.
Right. And they have to go to the extreme with like physical violence to make it justifiable in the eyes of people. Like, okay, maybe he did something. We don't know what he did. Right. But the majority of what the comments that I saw under the post with the sisters was, if she wasn't happy, she deserves to be happy.
Damn.
Leah was married to Jacob, and I guarantee you, she was not happy.
Right.
And all I said, I made a comment, and I said, the goal of marriage is not happiness.
Right. Yeah.
That may be like a Hiroshima, Nagasaki for you sisters,
Right.
a bomb dropped.
Right.
But the goal of marriage is not happiness. Because in marriage, a lot of things can take place. Life has, right? Okay. Would y'all agree that having children is a happy thing? To have kids, right? It's happiness, right? To have you have your firstborn child, you're like, man, you happy. But then now the woman, she in labor, she ain't really happy in labor.
Right.
But when she had a baby, then she's what? She's happy.
Right.
So, but the baby could have a what? An illness, a sickness, a neurodevelopmental issue. Yeah. So you're happy the baby is born, but then you find out something's wrong with the child, and now the happiness is like you ain't as happy.
Right.
Right? So that's life. Life has death in it. It has sorrow in it. So if your only goal in life is to be happy, you're never going to be happy.
Right.
Happiness is not a principle. Loyalty is a principle.
Damn.
Enduring is a principle. Commitment is a principle. Why? Because it's not affected by the ups and downs of what occurs in life.
Right.
But women who look at the end goal of marriage as happiness, they never stay married. The Lord can give you a reward and justice for enduring and suffering and commitment. But if your only aim is to be happy, the Lord is not going to give you what he gave Leah. The Lord gave Leah a reward because he saw her situation and he judged it. The angels was giving the reports. Yo, this is what's going on with Leah.
Right.
When they said the Lord saw it, it wasn't like the Lord had a telescope zoomed in on Leah. Hey, looking through a telescope. The angels was giving reports. Now, let's see what happened after that. Go ahead.
Concert. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb.
He opened her womb up. This lets you know, sisters, the Lord decides this. Who comes in? Who leaves that dimension to come into through that portal, the matrix, and come into this world? The Lord governs that.
Real talk.
Go ahead.
But Rachel was barren, and Leah conceived.
No, I was just gonna say, like we know that scripture that we always quote, right? The Lord creates the good and the evil. He's the author of life and death. So if somebody passes away, the Lord sanctioned that. If somebody comes into this world, the Lord sanctioned it. Nothing's getting past the Most High. He's governing everything. Okay? Go ahead.
And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben. For she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction.
So now check this out. Culturally and amongst our people, the name of the child was based on what the woman or the man was dealing with at the time.
Right.
So you got your name based on the conditions of how you came into being or what your parents may have been going through.
Right.
So when King David said, behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me? What he's really, it don't mean that you're born a sinner. Sin is is an action that you take. Right. Children don't sin. Babies can't sin.
Right.
You're not born into sin.
Right.
Born into sin means that you're born into an environment where your parents and the people that shape you, who you are as a person, your environment, are not keeping the laws.
Right.
So you're born into a culture of offending the Most High and violating his laws because that's what you were taught coming up. So now, when you're born, your parents give you a name. But really what they're giving you is a reputation.
Yeah.
So culturally, you would get a name based on what your parents dealt with. But then you could grow into that and build your own reputation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So Reuben meant the Lord looked upon my affliction. And that's why I have him. Because the Lord saw what I was going through. Because she was afflicted. And watching him have this, intimacy with Rachel, but with her, it was just dry. He come give due benevolence because he got to do it.
Right.
Y'all, some of y'all know what that is. Okay? But go ahead, Art.
Salakia. Now, therefore, my husband will love me.
She thought that by having this child that it was going to bring them closer. And we know that's not the case because why do we have baby mama drama?
Right.
Having a kid don't make a man want you more.
Facts.
But a lot of times sisters feel like I'm going to keep the baby because now I'm connected to him for life. That's not what bonds a man. I mean, you're bonded through sex according to God, but that doesn't make a man want to have affection for you unless he already loved you in the first place and had the affection for you in the first place. Sisters, y'all be keeping these, and then what they having baby, they keeping the baby to have revenge because our oppressor incentivizes the women through child support and the court siding with the woman to receive some type of, I'm gonna make, he want to be with me, I'm gonna make him pay for that.
Real talk.
But Leah suffered. That's real love, is suffering for your commitments.
Right.
You come into this truth and serve Christ. That's why he said, I'm married to you. Christ is looking for a bride. He ain't come back yet. He ain't lay down all these governments and armies yet. But we're saying we're betrothed to him.
Right.
It's an analogy of what? Of loyalty and commitment. Where you're going to suffer. What he said, they hated me, they're going to hate you.
Right.
But now if you down with me, you'll suffer the hate like I suffered the hate.
Right.
Because I gave up my life for your sake.
Right.
So now if you appreciate and value what I did, then you'll be committed to me, even though you're going through the same hate and pain that I suffered. So Leah got a reward for her suffering. You're rewarded for your commitment and loyalty and enduring suffering.
Right.
So really the goal of marriage is to endure, not to be happy. To hold to your commitment till the end. So hold on, read that. What she say? Charlene had a comment.
She said, Salakia, sir, if a man has two or more ribs and lives with one of them, what is expected from the other ones by him?
Wait, read that again so I can get a full understanding.
Okay. If a man has two or more ribs and lives with one of them, what is expected from the other ones by him?
Sis, that's a difficult. I can say it's a difficult question. It's just, it depends on the man. Okay, now it's unlawful to defraud your husband or your wife of due benevolence. That's sex, because sex is what bonds. It nourishes the marriage. It's what bonds. It's what makes you married. So to withhold sex or to withhold coming together, whether it be the husband doing it to the wife or the wife doing it to the husband, that's unlawful. It's called defrauding. It's an actual sin to do that. But in terms of expectations, what's expected, I mean, I heard General Muhammad say this. Really, it was said to me in a council. To be perfectly honest, I'm gonna go into all details of it, but the way I'm a paraphrase, but the way that he said it was, do you have to always be sweet to your wife? Do you always have to be kind and loving to your husband? No, nobody can make you do it. But then he said, do you have to be kind to your children? Do you have to speak encouraging words to them? Nobody can make you do it. But if you're a good father, wouldn't you do that? Yeah. Right? So he was giving the example of, do you have to do anything, to be a certain kind of person to your spouse? You don't have to. But if you're a good husband and you're a good wife, then you should treat each other well.
Right.
I don't see the benefit in being evil to your wife or in being evil to your husband. What benefit do you get out of that? If you're bonded together for life, shouldn't you be able to compromise and come to terms and find a way to treat each other well? Because you both have to deal with each other for the rest of your lives now.
Right.
So every man has, like what I expect from my wives, Priest Abiar might have a different expectation.
Right.
So speaking in a general sense, sis, I can't say what's expected. I can tell you from a law standpoint, lawfully, that a husband must give due benevolence to his wife.
Right.
He must have sex and spend a amount of time. And a wife must do the same for her husband. But outside of that, every man has different expectations because every man is the Lord of his own house, and every man has different things that he wants from his wife. So now, when you say living with another wife, I guess you say he spends more time in one particular location. I would get counsel. I would seek out more so the general could speak more specifically to that particular scenario. But in general, I would say a wife should be kind to her husband. When he does come over, have some food made or whatever food he likes, whatever music that he likes, whatever y'all like together, have that going. If it's to watch a movie or to have dinner and just have conversation and, to be kind, to be loving. To me, a wife should be kind and loving to her man. That should be an expectation, I guess, but do you have to do that? No.
Right.
But, I think it will make things more difficult. So I hope I answered your question, sis. If you need anything more on that, you need to seek counseling. You know what I'm saying? But no sweat. We can keep going.
No, come on, sir. Verse 32. And Leah conceived and bare a son, also like in verse 33. And she conceived again and bare a son and said, because the Lord had heard that I was hated, he hath therefore given me this son also. And she shall call his name, and she called his name Simeon.
That's heavy. So Simeon, the Dominicans, they got their name because of the pain of what the mother was going through because, what she was having to deal with in this marriage. That's how Reuben and Simeon got their names. Man, yo.
Damn.
She thought she would get love by having the first son. It didn't change how Jacob felt about Rachel. It continued on. So then but he's going into Leah and she getting pregnant. And then it said that the Lord left Rachel barren.
Right.
So he closed her womb.
Damn.
You know why? The Lord's judgment was, well, you getting all the love from the husband.
Right.
You getting all the affection. But we're gonna end up finding out. I ain't gonna say it right now. This is what we're gonna find out about sisters. But go on with sisters. You know what I'm saying? She's getting all the love and the attention from her husband. Leah's getting hardly none, but the bare minimum.
Right.
So the Lord's like, you know what? I'm gonna at least give her children, so they come from him, and she can love on them, and they'll love her. Right now, but Leah's still suffering. Now read on. Check this out.
Verse 34. And she conceived again and bare a son and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi.
That's heavy. Levi's name was out of her hope and expectation that having these children would cause Jacob to love her the way that she saw him loving Rachel. It's heavy, man. It's just heavy stuff.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Our pain and suffering is not an excuse to be cowards. To break our commitments and our and what we said that we're going to do. But that's all that happens in this current culture.
Right.
Living in the hell of America.
Right.
The hells of America. Is we'll find reasons to break our commitments. And don't think because you haven't, because a lot of times a brother will be with a sister, he don't really want her and stuff, and he do the bare minimum, and it's like, well, I'm still married to her.
Right.
That's not in the spirit. But then sometimes a sister, because she feel that pain, will be like, well, I mean, I ain't slept with another man, but and give him all the attitude and all the, I don't want to use no big college word, but all the toxicity, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To where he don't want to get close to you and deal with you. You're not right either. You're not justified. You should let the Lord give you justice. You be kind and humble yourself and suffer and let the Lord deal with it instead of you trying to deal with it. It's still rank and order in marriage too.
Right.
I'm gonna get off of that though, man. But yeah, go ahead, Art.
Will come verse 35. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah.
Dang.
And left barren.
Man, and left barren. Didn't have no more kids. She finally came to the point. She was like, you know what? My husband, he on what he on. But I thank the Most High for giving me sons.
Right. She
just was like, I'm gonna accept the situation. And at the end of this, she stopped trying to use the children or with the hope that that's gonna, buy her husband's affection, and just say, I thank the Most High.
Right.
And that's where the tribe of Judah got its name from, praise.
Right.
I'm just gonna pray. That's what praise is thanks.
Right.
They ain't like how in the church, all that singing and raising your hands and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's praise means thanks. I'm giving thanks. Okay. And then she stopped bearing. Go ahead. Next.
Concert. Verse 30. Genesis 30 and verse 1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister.
She what?
She envied her sister.
What is envy? Someone give me the definition of envy. Hey, warrior, give me the definition of envy. We gonna get it out the you go ahead. Go ahead, Judah. Tell me what you think it means. We're gonna get the actual definition. Go ahead. No, it's not hate. It's not hate. It's different than hate. Go ahead, sis.
Didn't like nothing about her. She despised her, against everything she did. Didn't like nothing she did.
Well, that's not what envy means, though. I mean, to say she despised her. Okay, what is the definition of envy? Let's find out what envy is. You just got to put it in Google. Jealousy is similar to envy, but that's not what envy is. But it's similar. Let's get the definition. You got that, Art? It's okay, Art. Yeah, he got it.
Envy. Painful or resentful awareness of an advantage enjoyed by another, joined with a desire to possess the same advantage.
So basically, what it's like jealousy, but it's you're aware of somebody's ability to do something that you don't have it. You don't have the same ability, but on top of that, you want what they have. It's like it's jealousy, but it's further than that.
Right.
It's like envy is basically like covetousness. Like the Lord said that we're not to covet. Like we're not to covet what another person's home, their goods, their car, their possessions, or their woman. We're not to covet that. It's desiring what somebody else has. Because see, and really what you know where envy really comes out of? You're not content with what you have. Now, why be envious of Leah when your husband, you know damn well your husband don't even love her the way he loved you. But you over there envious of her. But what does that tell you? That a lot of women are never satisfied.
Right.
They're never satisfied. That no matter what, you can't make them happy. They will find a reason to be like, you know what? Everything ain't right. I'm gonna find something why I'm not content.
Right.
That's why the Lord said, be content with what you have. Because what did she have? Her husband's affection.
Right.
Leah didn't have that. Leah only got children. But what did Leah want? what Rachel had.
Right.
And then Rachel wanted what Leah had.
Right.
Keep reading.
Common con, sir.
Is there a comment on the bottom?
Yeah, the sister said she desired everything her sister had.
They both did. They both wanted what each other had. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a bottomless pit. You know what I'm saying? When you're never content or satisfied, when you can't, it's like imagine being in a buffet and you're eating and eating and eating, but you can't, you're never full. This could be a man or a woman can have this type of thing. You're never satisfied. You're never content. It's like a condition of hell. Because now it's like you want you no matter what you get, no matter what you have, you're complaining, and that's not a good spirit to be in. Like that murmuring thing where you're murmuring under your breath. Oh, like the Lord, the children of Israel did that when the Lord was dealing with them in the wilderness. Right. The Lord took them out.
Right.
That's not you don't want to have that kind of spirit. You want to be in a mindset, armed with the mindset of suffering like Christ suffered. That's why he said, arm yourself with this mind that Christ had to suffer, because he who suffers has ceased from sin. Complaining and murmuring and backbiting is a sin.
Right.
You talking to other sisters about your Ottawa and what you dealing with. And you ain't talking to him though. It's murmuring.
Right.
You sinning.
Right.
Just like you know that. Okay? That's what, and wow, I've been to councils. I've been to marriage councils and councils, and it didn't fix nothing. Well, then maybe the thing, maybe you haven't been listening to the councils properly.
Right.
Because all you got to do is do your part. You do your part and let the Lord deal with the rest.
Right.
All right?
Common concert.
Yep.
And Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die.
Oh, my God. Give me babies.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Rachel was something, huh?
Tough.
Give me children unless I die. If you don't give me no babies, I'm going to die. Because she felt like she was in competition with her sister.
Right.
Oh, she pushing them out. I got to push mine out too.
Right.
Because she want to stay and stay ahead.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got to stay ahead of the game. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel.
Damn right it was. Damn right it was. Because you know what that showed? It showed that, see, Leah at least had the understanding that the Lord had given her these babies. At least Leah understood that. Rachel looking at Jacob like it's on him.
Right.
Like he got the like as if he makes that decision.
Right.
Which means that Leah has some level of spirituality, some understanding of how, of the spirit. But Rachel just, she kind of had a carnal outlook on things.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And
Jacob was mad, was pissed about that. It's hard dealing sometimes with a sister that, don't see things in the spirit. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Concert. And he said, am I in God's stead?
Am I in God's seat? Am I in the fourth dimension?
Right.
Authorizing what souls come to earth? It's the same arrogance that a woman has that gets an abortion.
Damn.
They put themselves in God's stead. The Lord says this child is to be born. They say, my body, my choice. That's the level of arrogance and pride that our sisters, which really is them imitating our oppressor, but that's the level of arrogance and pride that our sisters have come to at this point.
Right.
You put you've heard the black woman is God for so long, you put yourself in the seat of the Most High, and now you feel like you can dictate who lives and who dies through your womb.
Right.
You didn't even put the seed in you. You allowed a man to come into you and put seed in you, but now you feel like you're the judge, jury, and executioner of who lives and who dies. You put yourself in God's stead.
Right.
Jacob was like, well, you put me in God's stead? You put me in the position of judging who lives or who dies or who's born? I ain't got no control over that. I'm laying with you.
Right.
What else you want me to do?
Right.
I'm tying fire to you. What else can I do? That ain't my decision. Go ahead.
Who hath withheld thee the fruit of the womb?
He asking her, who has withheld the fruit of your womb? Like, why are you mad at me? A lot of times, man, it be the Lord. And they don't want to acknowledge that. They want to blame who? The man.
Right.
He's your Lord, but he got a Lord too. Okay, well, with that, we're going to leave that there. I don't see no questions in the chat. We're going to end it there. So we'll continue on at Genesis chapter 30, verse 3 next week. And with that, I'm Ijam. Which means to stand, Salakia. Nice. I got this wrong? Maybe I do. Oh, yes, yeah. Go ahead, I must be tripping right now. I gotta hold it. I mean, from here. No, like this up in here. Like the ball right here.
I got you.
I'm pulling on this part, is taking it out.
Oh, I got you.
I'm saying that right here. Salakia, y'all. You pull that. There we go. Okay. Salakia. Go ahead and salute the Torah. No, y'all can face. Salakia. Face that way. Salaki, you can get behind y'all. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Brakiyah. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Brakiyah. All right, now with Sar Hakwadam, you turn face to east. Sar Hakwadam, turn face to east. And we're gonna do the prayers.
All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwa, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalatinawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalatinawa, Kabawafinawa, Vala'ah, Tabi'ayanawa, Bonasawa, Abba.
Oh, Salakia. Tabi'ayanawa. Bonasai 1. Abba. Hawashayanawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala.
Watapara. La'awalamyam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive
forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is a prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua. Baba Kushah. Lathanawa. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Kal Makalah. Kal Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Amatazarium. Hakak. Lahakwayum. Hamathium. Hakak.
Al-Rakawath.
Atama'Allah. The Garsha.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
This is the prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Yamaka'ala.
Wa Alahayim. Mataza Ba'ah. Alawab Yohana.
Ha'alawap Hasaranya. Ha'kwataza Yunyum. Hakakayum. Wa'akwathiya. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Wada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Ayanya. Ahahariya. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Azariah. Yahweh. Aisha. Shamayam. Wa'aratazah. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Tazalka. Al-Yad. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashamash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayara. Wayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makara. Yashamar. Atnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'aka. Wabawa'aka. Ma'ata. Wa'ad awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in. From this time forth, and even forevermore.
This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakaraz.
Al-Tashakwat. All.
Kayahana.
Awiyabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Wa'ash.
Al-Aimaka. Ya'aimawa. Sawadah. Wayatha. Ya'aitazawa. Amawar. Lakawa. Wanakakidam.
Magawa. Yazakar.
Sham
Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Kaya.
Nawa
Aitazawa. Laba.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yaka.
Barya.
Yakarthwa.
Ahaya.
Adawam. Wayashamai.
Al-Yaham. Mawa'aba. Wahagarium.
Gabal.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimalak. Palashah.
I'm Yeshadia.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Imam. Hayawa,
Hayawa, Zarwa,
Labunya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamayan,
Kasaya Sara'ah,
Kasaya Sara'ah,
Kawa'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian, Bonakal, Kwayashwan,
Nishamawa,
Ba'an Daira,
Ba'ayan Da'ira,
Hayawa,
Daman,
La'ada Amar,
La'ada Dama,
Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa.
Hold on, I think you have. Yeah, Nadayamawa, Salakia.
Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakal Tazamanai, Call Nasa Yakamwa,
Ashar, Amarwa,
Naya Rashad,
Nayar Rashah,
Lanawa, Nawa, Alahaya, Shayatamwa,
Kagagula,
Lapanya Raka,
Ka'ash,
Tabia Aria
Ira,
what Salakia? Wakala Abba,
Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Daradatma,
Basa Irika, Wabasa Wapafka,
Labalaham, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayada'awa, Kayata, Shamka, Yahweh, Labaka, Al-Yawan, Al-Karatazah in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power. And hold not thy peace. And be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As unto Sisera. As to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, like Zieb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. Oh my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the Most High, over all the earth. The curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death. To the heathen. And shake loose the pockets. Of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter. Into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death. To the Edomites. And the nations. And their drug dealers. the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, the militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, and workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. And the cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift death. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Or try to stop us. From broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America. And destroy them. In their strongholds. Let America shake. Hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua and Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. All right, Sar, return, face the podium. All right, we're gonna give a courtesy salute to the brothers, Akim, men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Rakatah. Yazmatah, Sar, turn, face the sisters. Sisters' hands like this. Most High in Christ. We're going to salute you. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar. So you're going to say that back to us. It's Yahweh, Shamar, Alatan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. What you said is, may the Lord watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is who they know is Jesus, okay? Yazamatai, you put your hands down. All right, class dismissed. We'll see y'all next week.